Welcome to ESI Africa. This is your go-to power and energy news channel. And today I'm in conversation with Logan Moodley, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Conlog. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Good, thank you very much. Let me start off by a very interesting question, right? You recently said in your article on 2023 African Power and Energy Elites that if we are going to do a presentation on a global stage, the title of your presentation would be, "We are not a third world, we are forging a new world."
Yes.
Why that particular topic?
Well, it stems from my sort of personal observation about what we regard as an identity for ourselves. I think I can't relate to third world. I don't know what that means really. And I think it's an identity that's been cast upon us as really what I would term emerging economies and an emerging world. I think from an African perspective, we are at a very unique turning point in the history of all that is Africa. From an economic and growth perspective, there's a lot going on, not just in our country, but in other countries on the continent. We have the benefit of a young, diverse population that's entering the jobs market. They have a wealth of academia behind them, structured learning that really equips them for supporting a massive transition insofar as the African continent is concerned. That, together with their very specific thirst for technology, I think places us in a very prime position to be regarded as something more than a third world economy or countries that contribute from a third world perspective. So if we look at the global economic outlook over the next couple of years, I personally believe that Africa is going to be forging what the next sort of global economic outlook represents. Many of the interventions in terms of growth stimulus, infrastructure projects in various sectors are all focused on Africa. We are at the start of what I think is the next growth journey globally.
Well, that's a good overview, and you have crystallized that, because I had a question and I just wanted to say, why did you think about that? But let's move into the technology then, because sure. I know that Conlog has recently launched a new smart meter range for pre and post paid modes. So I wanted to ask, what are the key features of this range, and which one are you most excited about?
I think as a technology-first business, we tend to focus on all of the design and innovations we could include into our products that sort of serve the need or the needs of the consumers we present our products to. But this particular product range is quite exciting for us inside of the business, because here we took the time to have specific conversations with our customers, with industry experts, with some of our peers, in trying to understand what are the problems around smart and prepaid metering for ourselves here in South Africa, but also for countries and utilities on the continent. And when we decided to include a feature set in this next product range, it spoke to solving African problems. So that was probably one of the most exciting things. I mean, we can talk technology and there's lots of great features in the new product range. But I think for me, it represents a product or a solution that meets African expectations. The second and very important point is we didn't focus on bringing a technology to our utilities on the continent only because there's a requirement for specific technologies in terms of communications, in terms of what smart meters are meant to do for them. We focused on ensuring that whatever technology we introduce into the sector has a life cycle, creates some form of sustainability for these utility companies. And where we focused our energies on from that perspective is building this product against global standards. so that you're not adopting a proprietary application. You're adopting something that represents an open standard. So we invite our peers to join us in this journey and support the evolution of sort of the digital and smart connected utility that is going to be the next chapter for African utilities.
I really like it, Logan, because one of the buzz terms in the industry right now is globalization. You think global, but you act local. And this fit for purpose, solutions for Africa is a theme I particularly enjoyed, and I'm glad that you think along those lines. But let me ask you this. Obviously it's important for utilities to adopt these fit for purpose solutions, but how do they go about identify the ideal solution? What are some of the current and future requirements that you're picking up?
I think the ideal solution represents not just the meter, not just the device. It represents a system that supports some element of sustainability at the utility. And for me, sustainability is underpinned by economic value. When we constantly in the pursuit of the latest and greatest technologies, we sometimes forget about where we're meant to create value. And we're meant to create value, long-term sustainable value for our consumers so that they have access to energy. And I think where they need to focus their energy on in support of choosing the right technologies and a technology that is fit for their market is understanding what is the consumer base that they need to service, and then choose the appropriate technology that matches the consumer base. For us, what is important is in our conversations and dialogues with our customers is having them understand the total cost of ownership. You could choose a technology, a feature-rich technology, deploy it, and have challenges with the technology. And then just sooner or later, you're going to have to replace it or make changes to it. So, choosing the best technology up front is important. Choosing a technology that matches the consumer profile is important. And for the utility, one that makes economic sense, not just for today, but for the future.
I think you have got a very unique case to present. And I love the fact that you are really applying your mind to unique geographical needs of the African market, because that is very important. It can't be a one-size-fits-all. It has to be a unique approach, and this interview was very insightful for me. Thank you very much, Logan, for joining us today. We really appreciate that.
It's my pleasure.
If you enjoyed this interview, please like it and share, and continue to subscribe to ESI Africa, your go-to power and energy news channel.